morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. I hope that you are feeling great and so excited. You guys already know I am above and beyond. My friendship is here. I'm going to bring them on in a second. But before we get started, today is another day to live out my purpose and to give it 120%. Come on, say it like you mean it. Today is another day to live out my purpose and to give it 120%. We are going to have fun. How they say it in church? We are going to have fun on today. That's what we're doing. We have our segment. But before we go to that, you already know, what are you grateful for today? I am grateful to break out of my routine yesterday, and I stayed at the gym later than usual. Good morning, Toya. Toya, let me know too when I bring Brandon on if you can hear him. But I'm grateful to break out of my routine and just really have fun laughing with my friends at the gym. And I thought to myself, this is kind of living life. I have been stuck on my routine that I just wasn't, having little moments like that. So I'm grateful for that. Let's go ahead to, remember, I'm taking the devotional from the Bible app with Cora Jakes Coleman, and she says, "You've been considered worthy by God to birth his dreams for your life and for the next generation. You are being trained for the fight by the best coach in the world. Get ready. It's time to get into the ring." Every good boxer has to prepare for the fight, and God wants to prepare us in the same way. We are in a faith fight, and there is more to faith than just saying you have it. Well, come on now. You have to be ready for the fight. You can get caught up looking to use what has worked for everyone else, but you need to use what works for you. That is good. And if the text connected to that is 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 12. Again, that's 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 12. Let's go ahead and get to it. No announcements. We getting right to it today, because today, let me bring them on. My friendship is with us, and I am
Good
so
morning. Good
excited.
morning.
Oh
What's
goodness,
going
Toya,
on?
let me know if you can hear him, because it is our favorite segment, Ask a Man. Hey, Levante, why you always asking Brandon? Listen here, okay? Because my brother has coached me through some of my toughest moments. He
Wow.
gives the best advice, encouragement, and look here, he even prays for you when you. Oh, this is my friendship. So of course, look at him all that. Look at, of course I will bring him on and share. I'm considering this me sharing my friendship with you guys because he is so amazing. How are you feeling today, friendship?
Friendship, good morning. I'm feeling really great this morning. I'm so honored to be back. And I'm going to actually steal a little bit of your show for a second to take a minute to pour into you. And I know that if anyone else was on live with you today, they would want to do the same thing. And so we take this note because there are so many people who are so used to pouring out into other people that they don't have the opportunity to be poured into. And so, as your friend, as someone who loves you dearly, as a friend for so long, I just want to take a minute to just pour into you because you are simply amazing. As you say, you are above average. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are kingdom designed to do some damage for the kingdom. What you have done in your segments has planted seed for the restoration of God's people. And for that, I appreciate you. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are kind. You are supportive. You are relentless in your mission. And so I want you to be honored on today and know that you are just absolutely amazing. You are above average, and there's nothing you can't do. And so I know that God is shining on you. And I pray that the Holy Spirit continues to comfort you in every moment of your life. I pray that it guides you. I pray that it keeps you. You are absolutely amazing, friend.
Thank you, friendship. Somebody said I need a new best friend. Oh Wow. No, that's just beautiful. And I tell you guys all the time, your support network, who's in your ear, who can pour into you. Because Brandon, everybody can do that for you or desire to do it for you.
No, no,
No. So,
not at all.
all right, let's get right to the meat of it. Hold on, let me close this down. We're just going to go through some questions. Now, we bring on the Ask a Man segment. We talk about relationships and how that goes
Mm-hmm.
because even in relationships, our purpose can be found. Even in relationships, we want that joy, that peace. And a lot of times we're finding that that's not happening. Relationships aren't making it. And not only is it affecting the two in the relationship, but then you got the children, the family to have. It
Yeah.
affects a lot of people when relationships aren't in good space. So for my sisters, again, we may have some ouch moments today because I have asked Brandon to not filter anything today, to be completely honest and transparent so that we can reflect. And I know a lot of times we like, well, but the man need to do this. We are reflecting today, sisters. We are happy to hear from the fellas. We're happy to hear any feedback you all have. So let's go ahead and get into our first question.
Okay.
Brandon, hold on, let me put your name up there so the people know who you are. If we claim to want the same things in relationships. So I did a poll. I asked the
Mm-hmm.
men what they wanted. I asked the women what they wanted. And
Mm-hmm.
most of the answers were the same: honesty, affection, good communication. Both of them said some good love making. They said loyalty, trust, all of that. They were the same components. So if
Uh-huh.
we claim to want the same things, why are relationships so challenging?
Um, so that's a great question. And I would say um I think it has a lot to do with our approach to getting what we want and the realities that we live in. Um, you know, for women, women are designed to be incubators. You know, if you listen to Dr. Miles Monroe, you know, you're designed to take the seed and make it grow. You know, you're designed to take something and make it better. Um, and my hat goes off to, you know, the amazing women out there who, you know, they go through so much and still find ways to do, you know, their what they have to do in life. Like, you know, I've been raised by a single mom, and I will say, you know, I have so much love for the strength of women and your capacity to love. You know, women have an amazing capacity to love, but that's a part of that incubator design that you have, that multiplier design that you have. And so when because women have this design as incubators and men more so as sowers, our approach to our realities are different. And so as men, we are always looking to see, can my seed be successful and can my seed be safe where I'm sowing it? And so a lot of times you will find a man shut down from the disappointment of being able to plant a seed somewhere and nothing produce. And so if the man has been trying, you know, let's say we're trying to get romantic and we're trying to put that seed out there and nothing is producing. That is actually going to produce in that man disappointment. And it's hard for us men to come back from disappointment. Um and so, you know, when we are as men, when we're sowing seeds, we need to know, like, what type of ground is this? Is this the ground that's hard and I can't put anything here because maybe your ex has hardened your heart? Maybe you've had some past experiences where I can't put the seed that I want to put in there, or you can't receive it well, or is the seed, you know, unstable? You know, on both sides, I believe there was a talk about inconsistency or the need for consistency. So if you have inconsistent ground, then I don't know where my seed's going to lie and if it's going to produce anything back. And so as men, you know, for women, I want y'all to know, like, we're very simplistic creatures. We want to sow seed, see something harvest from it. Sow seed, be something harvest from it. And so if you are the type of person where you know that seed was just a deposit, but you're not ready to show that man what that seed will do, it's going to breed up a level of disappointment that he might not be able to come back from.
I mean, yo, is he coming out the gate with it or what? Sowers versus incubators. Look, the chat, look here. They said, okay, Mr. Furrowh. They said, Mr. Gotta put respect on his name. They said, this is good. Come on, B. Right? So you're
Thank you.
saying us women, and I like how you shine light on both of our positive traits. Like the women
Absolutely.
are the incubators, the men are the sowers, but at times it's a matter of, hey, woman, hey, sis, am I able to sow here? Am I able to pour? Am I safe? You use that word safety. Am I
Yeah.
safe to do that here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness, you didn't blow me away on the first question. We got multiples to go. Right, right. And this is what I always say. If we don't take the time to reflect, and because at times again we always push back and say, well, he needs to do this or he didn't do this. But sometimes, sis, we got to look at ourselves and say, okay, how am I showing up in this relationship? What do I need to adjust to allow for him to be the sower
Yeah.
and for us to work together? Sower and the sower and the incubator, they just go together so well. You
They're
just
supposed to.
you
They're
are.
supposed to. And the crazy thing is, what maybe a lot of women don't know is we can do a lot with a little. Like as men, we'll do a lot. If you show us even a little bit of appreciation, it makes us want to do more. Why? Because we've seen result. You've given us back something that now we can take more seed and be like, you know what? That works. So you have to understand that our reality, we are problem solvers. That's who we are. That's who we were designed to be. And so if the reality says you sow seed here, nothing happens, then guess what? That's a problem. And there's only but so many problems that you can take in a relationship before you go, the logical choice is just to leave.
Mm, mm. And at times for us women, I'll speak for myself, ladies, y'all say it in the chat, because we have that hardened heart, because we're unstable, because maybe you did something before, we're not operating necessarily in that forgiveness or in that fact that this is my
Yeah.
teammate and we got to work together. So
Yeah.
then it's hard for us, our pride gets in the way, and versus appreciating you, we like, well, you should have did that in the first place.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
And
and
it's,
I know the question has been posed so many times. Why doesn't he do the things that he used to do?
woo, come on down my street.
But something you got to understand. Something happened along the way where he realized if I sow here, nothing's going to happen. So maybe the appreciation along the way changed. Maybe, and to be very honest, maybe there was something that you did that presented a reality that was like, I don't know if I can stay here. I'm going to search for more evidence while I'm in this relationship of reasons to stay. But this reality, I'm not sure if I can live with for the rest of my life.
Yes.
And I've been in that situation with good women where I've been like, wow, like, okay, this is cool, but this isn't cool. Can I deal with this for the rest of my life? Or is there, or can I give this woman time to show me a different reality? And so the reality that's presented to us, we then, as men, have to be problem solvers. Should I stick with this reality or do I need to go? And it's harder to make that good decision or that decision for yourself when there are kids involved, when there's too many
Mm.
emotions involved, when you have other players involved in your situation.
You better tell it today. All right, look, we're gonna shift gears a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Right? We got. Uh-oh. You tell me what you think. It says because women are not feminine but more masculine. I get where that's slightly coming from and how the woman has need to show up as bold and had to show up as independent. But that does segue to our next question, because this came up, and because we've talked about it. In my world, the woman in the need for control, the woman in the need to hold the power. So, what do you say to those women who have such like hands-on control, do it exactly what I want, how I want it, and they don't allow for the man to show up and lead? What advice you got for us? And I say us on purpose.
So I had this conversation maybe a couple of weeks ago, and to be very honest, I get it. Um, if we go all the way back to slavery, especially for my black women, you black women were raped and you know tortured at like all within sight, all within reach of the black man, and there was nothing the black man could do about it. There was little the black man could do about it. I don't think that has left our DNA. And I may be going a little far fetched, but I think that the situation that society has put a lot of black men in, it has been to remove them from the home systemically. And so now there's been less significance on the man in the home or the man as leading the household. I think that it takes a lot of good conversation and in-depth conversation to negate that issue of the black man's significance in the home. But overall, to answer your question, um, I'll respect a woman who leads in her area of expertise. But is your area of expertise everything? Because then what's my significance?
Mm, mm.
And so, good women understand the importance of making their man feel significant at home. Even if you make a different amount of money, um, we have to know that our influence on the household is essential because the world didn't tell us that.
You was dead on. And how you tied slavery into? No, that very research shows. Yes, that's very much so still there. You
Yeah.
was Mr. B, I can't even look at you right now. Okay, hold on. Let me go. Let's jump to, what do you think of the notion to never stop studying your mate? And it kind of ties into everything you're saying. We got to be in tune with one another. We got to understand. We as women got to know how to uplift and be there for our man. So what do you think of the notion to never stop studying your mate?
I think the notion of never stop studying, or yeah, to never stop studying your mate is a great notion. And I will say that you have to be consistently open to that person changing, and
Ooh.
growing. And so, when you study something, when we study history, we study history with the intent of that is the story, that's what it was, without the opportunity to see growth. But the person that you're with is going to grow. Who we are today is not who we were 5 years ago. It's probably not even who we were 5 days ago because we're constantly growing. We're constantly growing. We'll find out that we like different things when we're introduced to new experiences. So I saw that when you asked the men, what do they want from a relationship, and a couple of them said variety. You have to
Change it
be
up.
open to changing it up for new experiences so there can be growth. So yes, never stop studying, but never lock the person that you're in a box. Oh, he always does this. Oh, she always does that. No, step out of your box. What or take them out of the box. What can they do with a new experience? Who can they be with a new experience? Leave that room for them to grow into something else. That may not be the picture that you are initially painted, but leave that blank space on the canvas that allows them to grow.
Come on now, get your pen and paper out, get the studying, and I hope y'all are writing this down because all in all, we want to have better relationships. We want to have better communication, respect, and honor for one another. Okay. So I was watching a video the other day, the wife coach, and she was doing an interview, and she was saying that we say it's cute to say, oh, my husband, my woman, they're my best friend. But they was like, my husband, my wife, that's not my best friend. My best friend is such and such. They've had years in. Do you think it's wrong or that we should call each other best friends, or is that really just your husband or your wife? Have you ever thought about that?
I have, especially being someone who has considered marriage multiple times. Um, I've asked myself, like, should this person be your best friend? Um, and so I, I'm going to make a statement that may not be popular. Um, I don't think your spouse should have the title of your best friend, but I do believe that they should be your best friend. They should be
Mm.
the best at friendship for you.
Mm.
Because the basis, it has to be the basis because of a good marriage, because there are things that you can tell your friend that you won't consider telling someone you're romantically involved with out of fear. So fear is the factor that stops that spouse from being your best friend. Take that fear away. If you guys are in it and you're committed, then you have to be able to enjoy being locked in the quarantine together. You have to enjoy, you have to enjoy downtime together. You have to be able to walk through some tough times where you don't need the romantic partner. You need a friend when you're in mourning. Sometimes you need a friend when you're stressed out on your job. Sometimes you just need a friend, not someone. And I will say this, and I'm gonna take it a step further. The goal in relationships should be to understand which position you need to occupy at any given time. Should you be the coach, the partner, or the teammate, or the cheerleader? And
Mm.
so sometimes, if it's your level of expertise and the person that you're with is okay with it, it's okay to be the coach. But there's sometimes where where when you're the coach, it feels like criticism, and that criticism in a vulnerable place is going to draw a wedge between you and the person that you love. And so you have to understand who to be at any given time. You have to understand if this person needs just me to cheer them on, which a lot of us men we need,
Mm.
especially if we have designated you as our safe space. Criticism will lump you in with the rest of the world that feels like they're against us.
Ooh.
But if you are the cheerleader, sometimes that just lets us know you're a safe space. We can lay our head on your lap and rest.
Because they talked about peace too. All the men
Yes.
said
Oh,
peace.
absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, is there a reason you aren't just giving this advice out all day, every day? I'm just saying. Because we need to hear it.
I'm gonna start my own podcast called Two Wings and a Biscuit.
Oh goodness. Okay. So in relationships,
Uh-huh.
how crucial do you find that each partner has their individual space? Because sometimes they like want to be all up on each other together. We eat, we swim, we do everything together. How important is that individual space in a relationship?
Um so I love the question, but I just need to take it just a small step further. So having individual space in a relationship is essential. I think we all know that. But the timing of individual space is I think it has to be considered of, is this the right time to get space from my mate? If my woman is grieving and I'm like, she needs space right now. Nah, she might need me to like hold her at this time. So I think that there is a level of, or that there needs to be a consideration of how do we process, or what is the process for us getting our individual space? Are we both okay with it right now? Or is there something that needs to, in this relationship, is there something that needs to be discussed before we have individual space? And I'm gonna tell you,
Mm.
if you're in a relationship with me, I need my space, but if I'm giving you too much space, I'm on my way out.
Oh, so we gotta be on the lookout. If it's too much space, sis, you gotta. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go to our last question, and I'm gonna go with a shabam one, right? Because
Okay.
we got our steps. We know about individual space. We talked about why it's challenging at times in relationships, and the incubator and the sower. Now, when we have all this lined up and looking good, though, there's
Mhm.
still that component of romance and sex and giving it up and people withholding all of that.
Mm.
How important for the man, we asking the man, is, and okay, guys, remember this is, it could be man specific, but we're getting a general answer here. How important is sex in the relationship to the man, and how does a woman know? Because a lot of times it's like, are you pleasing your man or is he pleasing? Like, how do you just address that whole thing as a man? That was a big one, but I know you can handle it.
That question was for me.
Yes.
That's wrong, friendship.
I
That's
knew,
wrong. I would
but
never
I
do
knew
you
you
like
could handle it.
that. Sex in the marriage is important.
That's what. That's all you gonna give the people.
Yo,
That's it.
you okay? So
Oh goodness, he's speechless, y'all. He don't even know what to say.
so there's so many layers to this.
Mm.
There's so many
Just give
layers.
us a few. Give us a few, just
Yo,
for the
so
people.
so to be honest, like, you know, there's the intimacy factor, right? Are you into me?
Mm.
That's what makes sex better.
Mm.
And I think that's on, that's on both sides. That it's more enjoyable to have sex with someone who you know is into you,
Yeah.
who likes you just as well as they love you. Um, I will say that communication about how, like, what you want, what you
Mm.
like is important. Is definitely important, and it should be shared. And right now, as a believer, I'm speaking for husbands and wives. That's where I'm going to stand. That's the premise of my pause is, though I have, you know though I'm not married and I've had this experience, I'm going to promote it between a husband and wife. And so, but talk about it. Communicate about what you like, what you don't like, what you want to try, and and be considerate of the other person. But is it important? Yeah, we think about it a lot. We want it a lot. Um, yeah, yes.
We think about it a lot. And is this when they mention the variety? Is this does this come in this category as well for the man? The variety, her change
Um,
up.
so yes, but also, what is attractive, or what is a turn off, I'm a turn on for men, is the ability to influence you in a way where you enjoy what we're doing as well.
Ooh.
And so, you know, um, where's the chemistry? What are you guys doing to establish a good chemistry, to show that you are into the person, to show that you are getting what you like? We'd love to know that you are satisfied, because that lets us know that we're appreciated as well, and that
Oh,
our efforts or the seeds that we sow work. And so, as I mentioned before, we're simplistic creatures, but if you were to think that it's okay to go months in your marriage without sex, um, then you need to have a conversation. You need to have a conversation. I have no desire in the future to be in a sexless marriage. That doesn't make sense.
There it is. Boom. Somebody said mic drop. Well, thank you so much to my
Thank you for having me.
friendship. We always enjoy having you. Oh, but of course, if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat or message me about them, and I'll get them to Brandon and I'll get them answered as well. I hope this has helped some people out there just to think a little different, to reflect and think about what changes you can make within your relationship, within your marriage. We love you guys. Have an amazing day. See you tomorrow.